so the purpose of this video that we're going to go through is to go over a couple basic fundamental components that tend to get overlooked in a lot of the basic instruction that we get. Ultimately, the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, to me, are not individual moves. They're not an arm bar. It's not a specific type of arm bar. We're just going to use that as an example of how these other things are actually used. So when we're talking about the actual fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, like I said, get rid of the whole thing that this one particular arm bar is the fundamental arm bar. It's not. It's why the arm bar works, how it's being used, and the like. As Musashi says, to know the way broadly is to know the way in all things. So when you start to understand certain key fundamental components, to know and understand those, you can know and understand them in all movements and in all of the ways of their applications. And then from there, it'll expand into just about anything you want it to be. Once you basically know how a cake works, what the ingredients do, you can bake virtually any cake you want, okay? It's not the cake we bake. The cake is not the fundamental. It's what is a cake? What are the ingredients? What do they do inside the cake? Like I said, then you can bake basically virtually any cake that you want. Round, square, tall, fat, short, whatever. It doesn't matter, we just adapt to it. So, first thing that we're going to talk about is, it doesn't matter what type of fighting that you're doing, the distance between myself and my opponent, okay? Whoever controls this gap is the one who's more than likely going to be the one in charge. So from here, I can't touch Matt with my hand. He can't touch me. I can't touch him with my foot. He can't touch me. So right now, we're at a position where none of our weapons are long enough to be able to touch each other. So technically, we're not in a threat situation right now, but we're right at the edge. If one of us moves forward even a little bit, now we are within the distance to where our weapons actually can start to come to bear. So if we look at the hierarchy of fighting, distance management is always number one. And as a general rule, you're either all in or all out, okay? If you're out, be out. And if you're in, be all the way in. So right now, this would be all the way out. All the way out is measured by his weapons. If his weapons were longer, I'd have to be further away. If he had a stick, I'd have to add whatever the distance was that the stick is going to add. If he's got a gun, okay, what's the effective range of that gun? I need to be either outside of that range, or I need to go to phase 2, which is then to change the angle of everything. So right now, if I'm standing in front of Matt, he's standing in front of me, we are directly in front of each other, okay? If I take my hands and I go about like this, okay, that is my cone of violence. So right now, if he's in the right range and he is in the right angles, okay? So currently right now, whatever I was going to do, Matt is in my path. So if he can't control the range here, then he needs to control the angle to make sure that my weapons don't get a chance to actually get a hold of him. Okay? It's like pirate ships. You got cannons on certain sides of the pirate ship, so as they come in, the one who can actually get their guns facing the other pirate ship's got the best chance to hit it. Right now, we're guns blazing. My guns are facing him, his guns are facing me. Okay, this is mutual. Now, if I have a better gun and I control the distance, let's say my gun shoots farther than his, then that is the range I want to actually be fighting in. That's where I want to be sitting. But, like I said, if I'm here and these are my weapons and Matt shifts to the side, okay, my weapons are facing this direction, his weapons are facing me. Right now, everything I'm doing is going to miss. Everything he's doing is going to hit. So who do you think's in the better position from here? So control the distance, control the angles. It doesn't matter if we're throwing punches. or if we're throwing up submissions. It's all the same thing. From further away, hey, the rules are the same. If he's got a gun and he's aiming it right at me, I'm in trouble, okay? But what if I can change the angle? Right now, he's going to be shooting the wrong way, and I'm in a pretty good position, okay? Now, granted, he could always turn and face me. That becomes the issue. That's why we say be all in or be all out. Right now, I'm safe because of distance, and now when I make that shift, I've changed. I'm both safe because of distance, and I'm safe because of angle. But Matt can always just change his angle. There's nothing stopping him. Now, if I go in here, I am so close to him that when he tries to change his angle, I'm physically in his way, and I'm stopping him from being able to do that. That's what we want to be trying to accomplish whenever we can. I want to create my distance and my angles in such a way that he can't follow me, okay? So now let's bring it to the ground, okay? So we're going to go into guard, okay? I'm going to enter into his guard. So now from here, okay, we're going to go into small angles, not big angles. The big angle was my body being able to go wherever I could. Now that's gone. So now from here, if I take Matt and I draw a line right down his body, my right hand does not want to cross that center line of his body, okay? Think about it right now. If my right hand is on this side, that's green zone, like a traffic light. What does green mean? Green is go. As soon as my hand crosses that center line, goes to this side of his body, my hand is now in yellow. What is yellow with a traffic light? Proceed with caution or prepare to stop. If my elbow crosses that center line, that is red. Red means stop, danger. You are now entering into an area where it is not going to be good for you. So if I'm here, I can control Matt fairly decently, okay? If I go here, I'm now in the yellow zone, which means Matt has a best chance to start to manipulate me. And if my hand goes all the way into the red, now I am distinctly in the red zone and I am in trouble. That means Matt is now controlling that whole side of my body, okay? And in general terms, we're looking at the forearms, okay? If I could put Matt in front of my forearms, I'm relatively safe. And if Matt gets to the back of my elbows, that is no good. Frames and shields are on the front, okay? Mine, his. If he's here, I'm doing good. If he's here, I'm doing bad. We can look at the shins almost the same way. Right now, I'm in front of his hips. If I'm on the other side of his hips right now, good for Matt. As soon as I go to the other side, bad for Matt. Shins, if I'm here, front of the shin, good for Matt. If I'm here, bad for Matt, okay? If I'm here, bad for Matt. So if we look at these positions as we're working, okay, we can go with some basic principles and basic fundamentals as we go. 1, angles. Control your angles to make sure that they don't have any opportunity. The rule says, I want to always face my opponent, but I don't want my opponent to face me. So when my elbow goes across his hips, I'm actually facing the ground. Matt is actually facing me. So he is now controlling the battle of angles. This is his win, okay? Now, also right now, who won the battle of distance? That's Matt right now as well. So he's already beating me on 2 of the major levels of the game. He is the one controlling the distance. I can't even walk away right now if I wanted to, okay? And then he won the battle of the angle. Those 2 components alone, that's going to get you a lot of success in your game. Control the space, control the angle, okay? And you're going to be able to do a lot of really good things. So again, go red light, green light, or yellow, okay? Right now, hands are in green. Now again, let's cut that body in half, okay? From here, my hands are in the green zone, okay? What happens when my hands go back too far? Okay, I lose my frame. So I'm in green, I'm coming into yellow, and what happens if my hands go back here? That'd be going into red. Now we can do the same thing. Green, yellow, red. Okay, the moment Matt is able to make connection to the back of my elbows, that should always be a red zone, always. If I can keep my forearms in play, that's going to be more of your green. Again, green, yellow, red. Because again, here's Matt into the back of my elbows. Now we can look at it the same way with his legs. Okay? If we're here, okay, Matt puts a knee shield in play, green. This is great. He's doing pretty good. Okay? But once I can make it to the front of his thigh, that's going to be a red zone for him. So if he opens up his leg, what is he giving me access to? From here, I get clear path. Or if we're here, this is red zone. This again gives me clear path. Not only do I get to control right here, if I go this way, this is me controlling which portion? This would be the distance. I go in, I'm winning the distance battle, okay? If he allows me to go here, I'm winning both distance and angle. From here, I've closed that distance, but now my weapons are facing him. His weapons are not facing me, they're facing somewhere else. So not only did I win the distance of battle, or battle of distance, but I won the battle of angles. At least here, if I pull this leg out of the way and I go in, he's only lost one battle. He lost the battle of the distance, but he hasn't lost the battle of angles yet. So we got to play that red light, green light. We got to play it in striking. We play it in jiu-jitsu. Okay, red light, green light. We're going to play it with distance. We're going to play it with angles. So same thing. Depending on Matt's capabilities and my capabilities, if we're really far away, that's green. As we get a little bit closer, we're entering yellow. Yellow is proceed with caution. And once we get so close that we are within the range of each other's weapons, that is the red zone. That means at that moment in time, somebody should be doing something. Somebody should be putting their attacks in play because you've allowed that person to get so close to you that at that moment in time, again, we're in the danger zone. Then we play the battle of angles. Again, we're going to play red light, green light. He's right in front of me. Right now, we're both in red. Okay, we're both literally right in front of each other. Right here, okay, he's red for me. I'm only in his yellow. In order for him to do a good attack at me, he still has to turn, but you can see I'm still near one of his sides. Right now, he is fully in my attack, and I'm nowhere near his. So he's in my red zone, okay? And right now, I'm in a green zone. I'm doing fantastic. Green means go. For him, he's in red. Red means stop. Whatever he's doing right now, it's not working. He needs to readdress me. He needs to make sure that he is now addressing the threat in the room, and that's me, because his angle is wrong, and my distance has also said I am both close enough and my angle says that he should be in trouble right now. So I've already won 2 battles in this position and he's lost 2. Those are the majors. Control those 2 and you're already winning most of your matches. Okay, so hopefully that helps out. We'll probably see if we can do a few more videos to kind of expand on some other stuff. But in any position, even if you don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, these 2 principles, fundamentals, if you will, if I put these in play, I don't even need to know a single submission and I can do pretty good. I can keep myself safe or I can pin him down and ultimately win a match, even if I never knew a single submission.